Welcome to One Flight Down, basement beer testings, coming to you from, again, not in the Terry Isle basement pub. This back bar really confuses me sometimes. Alan from One Flight Down did send me this though, Occult Classic. You guessed it, another Sookram's. I'm excited to try this one. I really like the last one, so let's find out what the other part of the infamous Christmas song is all about right after the theme song. Winnipeg is real, Sookram's Desert Island, Farming and Premium Lager, Sookram's Occult Classic, Miller High Life, Tyskie Polish Beer, another Sookram's Lost Shop St. B, and a Stanley Park Waypoint Hazy Pale Ale. That's the last time you have to worry about that. Well, I won't promise that, but it's at least the last time having to do with doing a beer review here at the Midland Studio with your host, as per usual, Nutmeg 2 Palmetto, and it is the second installment of another Sookram's that I got from the man himself, Alan, behind One Flight Down, basement beer testings out in Winnipeg, Manitoba. So, Occult Classic is a dark lager, and I think I have a specific playlist for dark lagers, and if I do, if not, it'll just be regular lager, but if I do have one specific for dark lagers, which I'm pretty sure I do, because I know I've done a couple on the channel in the past, you work your way down to the comments. There is a one pinned right at the top with a link to a playlist of other dark lagers I've done in the past. So if this one made your fancy, and I know it's going to make my fancy because I love this style, you can watch through some other ones that are out and about this great country and other great countries as well, as this is a Canadian beer. So enjoy, cold, drink it fresh. Alan sent this to me not that long ago. Oh, it does have a date on it. September 2022. Well, but that's alright. It's dark beer. I'm not worried about that. Dedicated to the Necronomicon. Necronomicon. What? Is that a convention or is that something else? Brewed by Sookram's, Warsaw Avenue in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Beer and beer, because everything has to be in French because it's from Canada. Sookrams.com. Dark, malty, supernatural. Occult Classic Dark Lager is the mysterious opposite to Cult Classic. The astrology of this beer tells us it has vibes of maltiness, darkness, and roasted flavors. Hopped by Barbe Rouge, this beer pairs perfectly with your Ouija board. Oh, is it? Maybe occult meant cult. Maybe this is a possessed beer. A demon dark lager, if you will. Untapped. Maybe had to be on here. Oh yeah, it's way down the bottom. 5%. It is. I mean, it's actually a similar enough style to the Desert Island one. I think it did have that similar circular thing, but there were palm trees. This one's got like a pentagram, almost large scale, several triangle lines going through, if you will. Not a lot of check-ins. 5% ABV is confirmed. Not a lot of check-ins. 231 total, 184 unique, 171 rankings. Pretty respectable 3.82. It's under 4, but that's still fairly high. And it's also a style that doesn't always necessarily tend to be very popular amongst a lot of people. So, and it is all very popular amongst me. So, 3.82, get out of here. It does have a little bit of a bio. Occult Classic Dark Lager is the mysterious opposite to, I think that's the exact same thing I just read on the can. Alright, so I'm not going to read that again and waste any more of my time or your time. Let's get right into it and crack it open.
Ooh.
Well, that head's hanging around quite a bit. He's got a little bit of a cascade going on there. Top that off. How much? Whoa! Definitely more than 4 fingers worth. That's a big head, she said. So, color-wise, if you expose it to some light, you can definitely see some of that reddish, brownish coming through. But otherwise, it's pretty dark. The head's that like off-white khaki. Well, I don't want to say khaki. Chino color. This is a very, now, I mean, granted, I'm trying to get through 4 fingers worth of foam, but I can definitely smell it, and it's definitely subtle. It's got that roasty, I don't want to say fizzy, but like that carbonated roasty type of aroma. Maybe a little chocolate, maybe a little coffee, like, but very, very small notes. I mean, it's kind of like the beans as they actually get roasted or ground up or something like that. So it's very, very inviting. Everything's there, everything's present, but it's not too strong, and you don't get like thrown back before you drink it. So speaking of drinking it, let's do it. It's on point, but a little different than I was expecting. All right, let's talk about it. That is very light and very clean. And those aren't things that you typically expect from something so dark. But that's the first thing I get. Well, that's not true. That's not the first thing I get. But that's the overwhelming sense I get. It's extremely light, extremely clean. That's definitely something that the Canadian water, I know Beer for Breakfast, Facts for Snacks has, I think, encountered significant differences between American beer and Canadian beer, and I think a lot of it is due to water, because I know homebrewing stories, people's experiences with how things come out differently, really a lot of what they are accounted for is water, and they're not dealing with all the purification systems that, big time companies have. So I'm sure there's some kind of difference in how purification systems work in different countries. So I think that is definitely a big factor, but that is like so clean. And the funny part is there is a very like strong roasted bean flavor, and it even kind of like hangs around a little bit in your mouth afterwards, and it doesn't go bad, doesn't get bitter. It's very nice. It's very refreshing. And obviously you don't think refreshing when it comes to a dark beer. So that's really solid. I mean, this is one of my favorite styles. Is it the best one I've had of the style? It's up there. Probably not number 1, but it's definitely up there. It's got that like little bit of coffee bean. It's got that roasty dark chocolate. It's really, really nice. But to me, again, I'd be in a dead horse here, but the thing that separates this from others is how light and crushable it is. This would be a very easy chug if I was going to do that. This would be a super easy beer to chug. And obviously, dark beers, those aren't typically the ones that you see people chug. I mean, some people are animals, like some of my compatriots with the CWO, but it's typically not something you see the rank and file of beer drinkers do, is choosing to chug a dark beer. But that you could definitely chug. That's super crushable. Well, I repeat myself. I'm going to try to not do that. If you like what I do, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so exactly when my reviews drop. If you want to send me a beer like Alan did, recommend a beer to me, or just chit-chat me up and make a new friend, email me, nutmeg2palmetto@gmail.com. And if you want the rest of my day-to-day nonsense, follow me on my social media channels, TikTok and Instagram, @nutmeg2palmetto. Alan, brother, thank you. In the books. So the rest of you folks, cheers. I'll see you next time.